Even though this is a finale today, I love this project, so of course it will be returning in 2025, but with a little bit of a refresh and a little bit of something different here and there. I will go into that later on in the video, but today, of course, is Pan Those Eyeshadows. I love this project. I've made a lot of cuts in my project pans recently, but this is one that is staying. It is not going anywhere, so I hope you're excited for this new little chapter. But of course, we do have to update the shades that we've been working on this month. Just before we do jump into the video, if you have not already, definitely like and subscribe. I love bright, fun, colourful makeup, though today I've gone a little bit more neutral. Still a bit of a pop of teal, you know, we've got to have a little bit of a pop of colour. But I have used one of the shades in my project today on my eyes. I'm so excited to update you guys. Now, this month has been a little bit of a weird month because I did my big declutter series. If you have not seen it, definitely go and check it out. But after that series, I decided to put everything back in my main collection, and I decided to take everything out of my project panning drawers. Now, because of that, when I do my face in the morning, I've just been opening my drawers and I've not really been looking at what has been in projects. And you know what? I've really enjoyed it. My whole thing this year has been about like hate panning, unfortunately, and I got really burnt out. So some of the progress in projects at the end of this month probably won't be the absolute best because I have not been prioritizing project pan things. I've just been prioritizing whatever I want to use, if I think it looks good, all that kind of stuff. But we still have some progress. So I have 4 shades to update you guys with. Some of them are randomly selected and some of them are hand selected. So I'm just going to jump straight into it. So as always, I'm going to go from newest to oldest to try and keep some suspense. You know how it is. So the first shade that I have to talk about is the shade Phantom Prism. And this was a randomly selected shade from my whole single eyeshadow collection. I like to have a single in here every month just because I feel like that part of my collection can get quite neglected. So I feel like this really helps me use some things and also get to know some new shades as well. This is what it looks like today. I've only had it in for 1 month, but you can see we have made a little bit of a dip in here, which I'm really excited about. I did not think that I would use this at all because this shade is very out my comfort zone. This is super dark, super smoky. I like very light shimmers, so this has been a challenge. This is a shade from the Pastel Roses that I got in PR, and I'm very sorry, as soon as I start filming, there's drilling downstairs, so please ignore that. But it's got so many different shades within this shade, and it makes it so stunning and beautiful. I do have a little bit of a dip in it, which I'm very happy about. So that is what it looks like. Very interesting, very Halloween-y. This was part of their Halloween collection. But this month, I'm sad to say, I've only used it 3 times. So of course, nowhere near enough to hit pan on it. I was not really expecting to because again, it is very outside of my comfort zone. And it is very dark. Now, it's a lot. It's a lot for me, but it is still such a stunning shade, and I'm really glad this was rolled in because I feel a little bit less scared of it now. And of course, at the end, I will share some looks that I did with this shade, how I kind of combated that fear of it, and I think that I can get a lot of use on this now. I feel less scared, and I'm ready to move on with us, with our relationship. So this I'm really happy about. Only 3 uses, but that's okay. The next shade that I have to talk about actually went really well with this shade, and this was a hand selected shade from my whole collection. This is the shade Waterfall from the BEAUTYBAY Botanical palette, and I really liked working on this. However, you would not tell from the uses, unfortunately. You're seeing what this looked like last month, and this is what it looks like this month. So I have only used this 2 times, which is not good. However, like I said at the start of this video, I have definitely been prioritizing non-project pan things this month. I was really scared of this shade until I saw this shade. This is definitely a sister. So I've swatched that there. They are so good together and I've really, really enjoyed both of these together. This makes me less scared. I've used this as a blending out shade, and of course I'll talk about looks in the end, but I feel a lot better now that I had these two to kind of bounce off each other. I feel like if I just had this super dark purple, I'd be a lot more scared and a lot more like, oh my god, what do I do? I've really enjoyed both of these. This palette is just so pretty as well. I love this palette so much. It's got so much sentimentality to me, and I am sad that I haven't had much use on this. However, this is going to be a palette that I take home over the Christmas holidays. I'm going to be doing a big shop my stash video, taking a bunch of things home that are not in projects, so I'm really excited about that. But I'm really excited to get more use on this outside of a project, just more organic use, letting myself use whatever the hell I want, not roping myself in to just one shade, and I'm really happy about that. I can tell I'll probably use this a lot more just on my own, in my own free time, and I'm happy. I'm really, really excited. I'm not sure if you can see, but it is like a light cool tone purple with a slight greeny yellow shift to it. So stunning, so beautiful. It is not that I don't like it. It is just that my priorities have been elsewhere this month. So only 2 uses, but that's okay. So next we have a shade from my Focus palette, which is my Carnival XL Pro. So this is a really, really old palette, but it is one of my favorites. So I decided that every month I'm gonna pick a shade to hit pan on, hand choose it, not randomized. So this month I have been working on this shade. This is the shade Mood, and it is a super dark blue matte. Now, if you've been on my channel before, you will know I absolutely love blue eyeshadow, so I was really, really excited to roll this in and get some use on it. This is what it looks like now. I'm hoping you're going to be able to see some difference. I've used this 2 times this month for a total of 5 uses in the project, so not amazing, but not the worst thing in the world. Saying this has a dip, a bit of a lie, a bit of a stretch, because it's not quite a dip. It is more just like disturbance at the top of the pan. This is super, super firmly pressed. So I'm not really surprised that we don't have that much visual progress. But I've really, really been enjoying this, even though I have not used it too much. I'm gonna swatch it because I will forget. But again, I feel like this shade has gone really, really nicely with these 2 purples as well. I've been really, really lucky with my color story this month, and I'm really, really excited. So this, it's had some use on it. You can see it's kind of been used in the monitor there. I can see a slight bit of disturbance. 5 uses in 2 months is not the best thing in the world. But again, like I said, I've been prioritizing other things. I have used this in a few looks that I've really, really enjoyed, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But for now, this a little bit neglected shade, but that's okay. I'm really, really proud of the progress that I've made in this palette over the past year though. I'm so happy about it, and I'm really hoping that I can continue into 2025 getting even more use on this and making this look even more used and abused, because it needs to be. Honestly, this is just one of my favorite palettes and I will keep loving it forever. And finally, last but not least, I have another randomized shade from my collection, and you know what? I've been really, really enjoying this. This is the shade Fudge from the Subculture palette, and I've been working on this now for 4 months, and you can see last month this did have a little bit of a dip in it, and I was sure that I'd be able to hit pan on this month. This is what it looks like today. There is a massive dip in this, but unfortunately no pan just yet. It is a really, really nice everyday brown shade though, and I've really enjoyed working on it. I am wearing this in this look today. I think it is really, really cute. I'm really, really loving this look. The little pop of teal and the contrast I think is so, so cute. But look at this dip. It is pretty major, but it's so annoying because I really feel like I could have hit pan on this if I remembered to use it and if I focused on it. But again, everything was put back in my main collection, so it was hard to keep track of everything that I was trying to pan. I've used this 3 times this month for a total of 14 uses in the project, very close to hitting pan. I think if I had another month with this, I would be able to hit pan on it, but unfortunately right now, it's gonna have to wait. Maybe I'll roll it in again next year and really try and hit pan on it, because I don't think it would take long at all. I think it is so pretty, a perfect, just everyday neutral shade, and that is what that one looks like there. So this color story has been really, really nice. I've really enjoyed playing with it. Very winter, very cool tone, very smoky, which is very me. So I've really enjoyed this, but unfortunately all of these shades are going to be rolling out today. I'm going to have 1 month where I just do what I want. I need a bit of a refresh. I've been saying recently that project panning has become not as enjoyable for me, so I think I just need a month where I just go, you know what, I'm gonna use what I want, I'm gonna wear what I want, and then this time next month I'm gonna refresh it all, I'm gonna do an intro, and we're gonna start fresh for 2025. So let's talk about some looks that I did with this color story. So I'm gonna start with this look. So this was with the Subculture palette. I started with the shade New Wave, which is like this mustardy yellow tone. Really pretty. I've been really scared of this shade for the longest time, but you know what? This look has made me really appreciate it and really like it. Then I used Fudge all over the lid, all in the crease, just to deepen that out a little bit. Then I used Adorn all over the lid. I did top it off with a glitter from the Pastel Roses. It's called Tiger's Tail, and it is a really nice neutral orange leaning glitter. And then I used the shade Axis as a wing. Looking back, should I have used Mood as a wing? Yes, I should have. Yes, I should have, but I just did. I forgot. So here we go. That is this look. I did use the Colourpop High Tide on the inner corners for this pop of teal as well, but I really like this. I think it's cute, it's neutral, but not completely neutral, which is what I like to do every now and then. Next, I want to talk about this look. This is a lot more cool tone and smoky, and I did use these two purples in this look. So I used the Culturals palette for the mattes, which have a lot of very grey toned purples, and then of course I used this shade, which is the shade Waterfall, all over the lid, and then I blended it out with Phantom Prism. Again, these two are like a dream team together. They are so good. They work so well in conjunction with each other. So I'm really happy that I had these two in at the same time. This is what I was talking about. Like, I wouldn't know how to use this if it wasn't kind of paired with this. So I'm really happy I got to use them in conjunction. That was one of the looks that I had in mind when I first saw this color story. So I'm glad that I managed to do that. And I think I did that the day after I filmed my Pan Those Eyeshadows update last month. So I did it pretty quick. So next is this look. So this was done again with Phantom Prism. I decided to mix this in with Inglot Duraline and use this as a winged liquid liner. Some of you guys did say in my last update that this would be a great liner shade. So at first I tried to do it without Inglot Duraline, and it was just kind of too kick-uppy and too kind of powdery. It just kind of went off everywhere. It wasn't as sharp as I wanted it to be. So I did mix it with Inglot Duraline, and when I did that, you can see it worked really well. It was something very different. I paired it with some oranges in my Pan That palette, so purple and orange contrast each other really nicely, and again, with like October and spooky season, it went so well. I don't do metallic liner that often, if at all, but I really enjoyed this look, and I'll probably do it again because I really liked it. And the final look I have to speak about, I didn't take a picture of this, so I'm gonna have to screenshot it from somewhere, so I apologize if my face is all contorted, but I used these two shades together, and I was really nervous about doing this at first, but you know what? I think it paid off. I started with the shade Fudge, and I tried not to go too heavy-handed with this because this can get quite dark, so I really made sure to use a light hand, just dust it over the eyes as like a transition, and then I deepened it up with the shade Mood, which is of course this bright blue. So I really love blue and taupe together. However, a brown that is like this dark, I was really scared about, but you know what? I think it worked really well. I used a glitter over the top, and as we know, glitter solves everything. So I was really happy with this look as well. So here we go. Not the most amazing update, I know. I'm sorry, I do apologise. However, I do have some plans for 2025, which I am actually really, really excited for. So this year's focus palette has been the Carnival XL Pro, as we know. I've been slowly going through the shades trying to hit pan. However, next year, the focus palette will be different. 2025's focus palette will be the Book of Magic. So let me open this up and you can see, yeah, she's well loved. My goal at the end of the year is to have pan on every single shade. So I'm going to hand choose shades that have not hit pan on yet, and they are going to be focus shades for 2025. And hopefully, maybe this can be a pan that palette for 2026. Which is crazy to think about, but I gotta get in early. And I think I'm gonna absolutely love it. This is a palette I've been wanting to pan for so long. I've just been too scared because it's discontinued and it is genuinely my favorite palette. But I'm ready to have it as a focus palette. And I don't know, I'm just really scared, but I'm really, really excited, and I know you guys will be as well. Another idea that I'm playing with in 2025 is having one of my 4 shades be a shade that I already have pan on that I'm going to use an additional 20 times. I feel like a lot of the time, let's take this palette for example, I hit pan on a shade and then it's almost like ticked off the box and then forgotten about. So I want to just expand some pans. I want to make sure things aren't just hit pan on and then just ignored. So let me know what you think about that idea. I think that could be really, really fun and a bit of a different way to do pan those eyeshadows. So let me know all your thoughts down below. I would love to hear them. But with that being said, this is the end of this video today, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Are you excited for 2025? I am determined for 2025 to be a better panning year than 2024. Can't get much worse, but here we go. Here we go. How have you done in your pan those eyeshadows this year? Let me know. But with that being said, this is where I'm going to love you and leave you today, guys. Have an incredible day, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.